So in this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how we can design stochastic surface lattices. Now, a stochastic surface lattice is a new type of lattice structure that uses a typical surface lattice, such as a gyroid or any other TPMS cell, and then we modify the parameters of the gyroid in the hope of achieving a stochastic properties throughout the part. So in order to do this, I've imported a primitive into Gen3D and set that into the middle of my build plate. And now I'm going to add the stochastic surface lattice. So to do that, as with all the other lattices, I click on the part and I click the type of lattice we want. And these can all be found inside the lattice tab at the top of the page. So in this case, I want a stochastic surface lattice. This is going to then prompt me to select a number of control points. And the control points essentially are modifiers inside of the part that allow us to modify the properties of the lattice, things such as the rotation of the unit cell and the size of the unit cell, in order to try and achieve these stochastic properties. The paper in which the code for this the paper in which the stochastic surface came from suggests that 8 or 9 control points seems to be a good number to get a stochastic property out of the lattice. So in this case, I'm going to pick 8. And as you can see, this automatically adds 8 of our orange modifiers inside of the part. Next, what I need to do is select the cell size, the cell type, and the density I want. So in this case, I'm just going to keep the gyroid structure. I'm going to select double skin. I'm going to select a cell size of 5 as my initial estimate of what I want my cell size to be. And I'm going to pick a density of 0.15, so a lot less dense. Now, for the stochastic surface lattice, what I now need to do is select all of my modifiers and match up the cell size that I wanted and the density I wanted from the initial lattice. Now, importantly, what I then need to do is press this randomize button. And this will give me a randomized rotation and cell size for each of these modifiers. And it's this process that gives us the stochastic properties within the TPMS stochastic surface. Once I have this randomized, I can then go into my generate panel and generate the lattice at a resolution I want. So I'll press go here. And this will take a few minutes to generate. So I'll cut this part out of the video and you'll see me again once this lattice has been generated. So here you can see the stochastic lattice, the stochastic gyroid surface that's been created. And you can see that there's a random distribution of cell size and rotation throughout this part. To export this part out of Gen3D, we simply navigate to the Export tab inside the Generate panel. I would click Decimate to reduce the file size as much as possible. And then we click Export Volume to File and select the file type, which in this case will have to be a mesh file, either STL or we would recommend 3MF, and export that out for printing.